Your pastors will not tell you this. The people you trust will not tell you this. Sometimes your own parents won't tell you this. Your leaders will not tell you this. But the less integrity you have, the worse things get. We are living in a time of great strife. We are living in a time where it is becoming hard to pick out and say, this is a child of God and this isn't. Everybody is living on the fence. And today I was just thinking and meditating on the word integrity. And it led me to Proverbs 11. You need to go and read it. From the verse 1 down to the end, it talks about integrity. And one specific part mentions that integrity of a man will make way for him, but the deviousness of a crook will lead him to ruins. The bank account or your bankrolls is not going to save you on the day of trial, but a good character will help you stand the test of time. Basically, integrity is the way you live. It is about the way you live. The things you say, the things you do to other people, the things you do to yourself, the things that you said you know that this is wrong, but you still go ahead and do it. Why are we spending time talking about prophecies, listening to preachers, when we are supposed to understand what God's will is for us when it comes to living a life of righteousness, living a life of integrity? The bad governance, just as much as we have false prophets and teachers, we have bad governance, and all of this comes from the fact that we have evil hearts. What you desire is what you are going to get. God doesn't tempt anyone. Our own temptations, the Bible tells us in James, that it comes from our own desires. What is it that you are seeking? We're gonna go from the ground up, and I'm going into the family first. Parents, what are you teaching your children? What you pass down that will benefit your child is not your wealth, it is not money, it is integrity, honesty, how to live. Good character pays well. Good character values much. Good character is pleasing to the Lord. A crooked person is an abomination to God. You teach your children, go and get it, no matter what it costs. You expect perfection from an imperfect child. And when they are not perfect, you deem them valueless. You don't see them as important. This is the reality of life. I don't know how it is in the West, but in Africa, it is a very big problem. And the principality that sits there, controlling and ruling over every single person, encourages this. The spirit of strife, the spirit of greed, downfall, dishonesty, no integrity. Daniel is the way he was because of integrity. Daniel was a man of integrity. No matter where he found himself, he never forgot who God is. He never forgot who he is in God. He never defiled himself. But for a couple of bucks, for millions, we defile ourselves. We sell our birthright. We sell our birthright. Where is your integrity, parents? Where is your integrity? You know your child is doing devious things to get that paper. You know that he's not passing those exams. Instead of helping him, teaching him how to study, you decide, I'm going to pay off someone to make sure that his results come right, because you want to wipe off the shame on your face. And when these teachers or lecturers or whoever they are see that there are parents that are willing to go this route, then they decide, I am going to make sure that the students pay me before I can give them a pass mark, or I will even look at their papers, or before they can get a degree. You pay your way through. We have a lot of graduates who have been paid through. And when that child decides, I'm gonna go get a job, when what he's saying does not reflect in his certificate, and sometimes when your certificate does not reflect what you are saying, who they are looking at is not the same person on the certificate, and they don't get the job, and then the parent says, you useless child. The words that you have spoken over your children is what is ruling them today. Proverbs 11, go and read it. Spend time understanding what Solomon was talking about. And because you are wound up, because you are so interested in conceited arguments, conceited gossip, you transfer that to your children. And now when your children even leave the shores of the country, they go and display what they learned from you. Your child leaves the country in search of greener pastures because they want to please you, because of the competition around them, because they believe that their self-worth, their value only comes once they are successful. If your child isn't driving a Rolls Royce or a Hummer Jeep, then they don't have value. So these children leave the shores of the country, then they go elsewhere, and then criminality ensues. They decide, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that I am of value. You as a parent, you receive these millions, you receive these cars in a space of 6 months. And I'm not saying that when God decides to bless someone, He's not gonna do it. But do you ask, my son, my child, my daughter, where are you getting this money from? In the real life situation, in a proper setting, the Bible even tells us that Adam was cursed, that he would till the ground in pain until the end of his days. Your child left the shores of the country. He didn't even till the ground. And in 6 months, he's sending you millions and cars, and you don't even ask him, how did you get this? What are you doing? Please explain to me. But no, you are interested in that money, you are interested in that greed because it makes you feel good, and you go out there and you boast and you talk, and you go, and if you go to church and put the tithe in there, the tithing offerings, and you say, praise the Lord. Which God are you praising? Which God, I ask you? And then you come to these pastors, demonic agents in sheep clothing. You are not spreading the word. You are spreading prosperity. You are spreading false gospel. Name it and claim it. Do whatever you want because Jesus has died and you don't have any accountability left. You know this man got his ill-gotten money. You know he got this money from being an occultist. You know he stole that money. You know this woman prostituted her body in order to make that money. And you say, no, bring it to the tithing of the Lord, and we'll pray for you. What are you perpetrating, you pastors, you priests? Where is your integrity? You cannot stand up and say this is wrong. You cannot say the Bible forbids this. You cannot say it is not right for a man to lay with a man, a woman to lay with a woman. It is not right for a man to cheat on his wife, to go out there and give his body to a prostitute. It is not right for a man to watch pornography. It is not right for a woman to masturbate. You will not say that. Because the demons that they invite into themselves, into their homes, please you because it brings you more fame. It brings you more money. You are not against it. Where is your integrity? In the business place, you charge more than what you're supposed to charge. What you offer isn't even close to the money that you are charging people. Everybody starts somewhere, but as you learn, if you are still the same person you were 5 years ago, if there is no shred of decency, no integrity in you, you have a serious problem. You know what you are offering is of no value. You know that the value is not even going to help that person to get what they're supposed to get, but you charge high. And then we wonder why we have Jezebels in church. We wonder why we have Ahabs. We wonder why we have demonic agents sitting on the throne and governing your countries, your nations. It is because of what you display. If an entire street is dedicated to worshiping God, there will be no principality sitting there. They cannot take over the region. They can't. But everybody is. The other person is doing it, so why can't I? I'm going to do the exact same thing. Where is your integrity? You leaders, you surround yourself with immorality. You thrive on the shedding of blood because you know that is what you are going to offer to your god Molech. That is what you are going to give them. And you sacrifice the blood of people in your nations. And the thing is, the citizens are so blind, we can't see what is happening here. Because from the parents, from the marriage institution, because Satan hates marriage, so he's going to attack that. We have broken homes. Those broken souls from the broken homes become the demonic presidents, become the demonic ministers, become the demonic pastors that we see today. Everybody wants to make money, but you lose your soul. You lose the most important thing in life, your soul. We are all fallen human beings. We are all fallen. That is why we need God. That is why we need the grace. That is why Jesus died, because he knows we can't do it alone. And he didn't leave us on our own. He left us the Holy Spirit. But when our people decide, I'm going to live my life the way I want, I'm going to do what pleases me, it doesn't matter who you hurt. A young man is willing to sacrifice his mother, his brother, his sister on the altar of money. You don't care. May God help us all. May God help us all. Where is your integrity? Where is your integrity? I repeat, your money is not going to save you in the time of trouble. What will carry you forward is what you have learned. Good character, that is what you build. Build it in yourselves. Build it in your children. And please, for everything that is sacred and holy, do not go have children if you have not built yourself. If you do not know the will of God for your life, don't go and bring an innocent child into this world. Ladies, do not open your legs for babies in the form of men. Men, do not marry Jezebels in the name of looking for a wife. Be careful of the fruit you are bearing. Be careful of the ground that you are building on. Be careful of where your roots are going into. Where is your integrity? Where is your integrity? May God help us. And I'm speaking to you today, anybody listening, where is your integrity? Think about the things that you are doing. Think about it, because there will come a time when you can't change. There will come a time when you will not, there is no excuse. The Bible is there for us. Everything is written there for us. There is no excuse on your last day. Where is your integrity?